Bit down. Okay, there you go. Four days ago, tourist trial time. The engine room's whole sector has been sealed off. There's no risk of an explosion or loss of control room at present. I'll be using 4 Marines. Division, come over once you're free. Thank you, engineer. Continue to monitor the situation. Nurse, have you done a head count of the staff? Does anyone have critical injuries? Please rest assured, everyone is fine. It's all thanks to our director's orders. Indeed, seatbelts are top priority. Furthermore, we're picking up the vital signs of Yuki, who fell from the breached deck during the flight. Imagine went to rescue him. They appear to be quite far from our position, but they are both safe. Thank goodness. Not just because they're safe, but also because communication is possible within this Lostbelt. In which case we can only rely on said communication to organize a rescue team right away and... No, our electronics room will lose power before that. The Tritron engine down and we exhausted our backup power. We can only transmit our voices to match Ortinus during the next 6 minutes. You're kidding, so is a life void of electricity about to befall us after 6 more minutes? This Jurassic Park exit jungle, how did it come to this? Yes, I agree. Even if our emergency landing succeeded, we shouldn't feel relieved just yet. Forget communication, we can't even deploy our defense barriers, so we're in trouble if we get attacked by hostile entities. I'm sure we'll be able to hold out to some extent. We got Nitocris and Kadok with us. Isn't that right, Kadok Zemplus? I grant you special permission to act as a master. I don't mind doing that, but when will we get our power back? Guarding the ship is the best Nitocris and I can manage. And where's the captain? I can see the Nemo series are around, but where's the actual Nemo? What's the matter with you? Did something happen to the captain? To Nemo? Hey, someone lend me a hand here. The captain is acting strange. His whole body is further and stiff, with not so much as a twitch, almost like he's plaster sculptured. Yeah, he's sweating all over, and I can tell he's in a lot of pain. Seriously? He was fine when I left the control room. Rest assured, that is merely a defensive state he assumed via self-freeze. The same graph of the heroic spirit Nemo has been severely damaged, but it's not like he's going to disappear immediately. He completely synchronized with the stormboarder to prevent the ship from falling apart midair. And so he prioritized the maintenance of the same graph. This might sound paradoxical, but as long as the heroic spirit Nemo's same graph remains in its current state, the stormboarder will also retain its structure. Such was a drastic measure he took. Consequently, the boarder was able to stick a miraculous emergency landing. Hello, Azila. Right, sympathetic magecraft, as it known in magecraft theory. Those that share the same shape can reciprocally influence one another. Oh, so that means the damage that the Stormborder must have sustained was. He took it all onto himself instead, and that damage continues to do its harm even now. His synchrogram should have shattered the moment he synchronized with the border. But the captain refused to let that happen before he could complete the border emergency landing. Which is why he froze himself, and in doing so, protected the border's structure. The reason he's not in freezing is because his consciousness is no longer with us. Even unconscious, he continues to receive damage from the border. What the hell, that is just... Shion, I take it Nemo's still synchronized with the Stormborder. In that case, as long as we can fix the border and undo damage, he should regain consciousness. Captain's synchrogram has shattered. But since he froze himself prior to that, his physical form still remains. Even if you restore a person who died in an explosion back to how they used to be, you only end up with life lived course. Hero spirits aren't exempt from this either. Even if we repair their border, there's no undoing the damage done to his soul. Which means... Come on, it'll be fine. Don't look so gloomy, guys. The captain can bounce back from any injury. After all, is the indomitable captain. As long as we fix the Stormbirder, he'll be awake in no time to put his hat back on. My journey has yet to end. We still have those prized paraphrase to look forward to. So let's focus on doing what we can right now, okay? If you slack off now, the captain will give you a good scolding later. Baker. Yeah, you're right. Captain's one hell of a gusty fellow. Let's do something on the border already. Now that I think about it, this isn't that a big of a deal. Yuki matches don't have a monopoly or on recklessness. We are courteous precisely because we are all reckless as hell. But first we need to contact Yuki's group. How much time do we have left? About a minute. I asked Shion to get in touch with them, even if we let them in our current situation. We just make them panic. I had her inform Ash that we won't be able to contact him for a while due to our COM device malfunctioning. If we give them our coordinates, they'll randomize with us in no time. Here, look at plain old Meniere all grown up now. Alright, now that we're on the same page, let's start surviving, ladies and gentlemen. First off, we confirm where exactly the border has been damaged. Then we procure the materials needed for repairs. Things are going to get real busy. I suppose I'll go find a watering hole first. If I may. I watched the scene unfold since I assumed it would be rude to interrupt. I understand that you mean to mummify the heroic spirit Nemo and then resurrect him. You say some disturbing things, don't you? I mean, you can't just mummify him. Whenever I imagine I see a ship fall from the sky, I expect no less from a Lostbelt. The strangest things happens in them. It's a big alright. I'd say it's just as big as that bastard Noah Ark. Though this tub would never fall in the first place. That maybe looks like an arcade reference. Hold it right there. Don't come any closer. Who are you? Why, you need explaining? Can't you see that I'm a broker who does business around these parts? Anyone would be interested after seeing this thing fall from the sky, more so if it's a weapon. Well, in any case, it was worth coming here. How much does this cost? Name your price and I'll pay it. I'm sorry, but this shipment isn't for sale. Please leave and don't come any closer. Is that right? Perfect. Oh, he died. If it's not for sale, then I'll just take it by force. After all, this is my country. The ship's fallen into. You gotta be kidding me. Munir, nurse, treat him. This is bad. He's been shot through the heart. Missed it again. I went for the head, but my aim seems to be off. This is why guns are so fascinating. That's so brutal. Oh dear, missed it again. This time I was aiming for the heart. You bastard. He's a Kali. They surrounded us before we even noticed, even though this isn't part of the Shiba forecast. We have them surrounded. Oh God, command us. Fight as the king of the Okoleme. Show me how far you come in this past year. Ha 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 ha. Of course, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Warriors, disengage your safeties. It is time to put our veilers on display before the great Tezcatlipoca. Kadok Zemblis, I'm sure you know who needs to stand and fight now. I know, let's do this, Chris. There's too many of them, so let's finish this in one stroke with a no phantasm. I mean, my Ludicrous is not trained. Oh, mine is MP4. If I use NPC, it would be 9k. I use my own. It's also 9k, so it doesn't really matter. Difference is I can use the K-scope. He's in me to death. And he looks like Black Panther as well. And he's Avenger class as well.
もしもし。じゃじゃーん。たくさん出ません。特別ばかり許します。屍の鏡、暗黒の鏡、飛び出た恐怖の心、アンクーネルタジュゼル。じゃじゃーん。じゃじゃーん。たくさん出ません。
There's still one more. Oh, it's Karak! Why did I show my master? So this is a servant. You damn ghost clinging to proper human history. Modern weapons are no match for me. Come back when you're prepared to face my spirits. Good, we managed. I had my doubts about putting up a fight with a servant I had no connection with or knowledge of, but you're amazing, Queen Nitocris. This is what I hope from a pharaoh of ancient Egypt. Your Magia skill is on a different level than modern servants. What does this sign show? The difference in the power is clear, so surrender, you fools. Kneel at once and beg for my forgiveness. Forgiveness? Me? Beg forgiveness? So a mage with necromancy from beyond Mictlan has arrived. She's gonna be tough, Izakali. What's your next move? No problem, it's my first time fighting with a servant, so I was just getting the lay of things. She as good as dead. How foolish, especially foolish enough to try and cross the flooded Nile only because you know how to swim. It's true that the underworld call fails to reach you, but your weapons cannot affect me either. If your soul will not be carried, then I must batter it with magecraft. Shall I squeeze your body down to a jar's size? Science! Die, you lowly human heroic spirits have no right to boast in my presence. My name is Izakali, remember that, king of the Okalemi, and soon to become the divine Tizakatlapoka. I shall feed those swear back to you, but also called Okalemi king. For I am queen of Egypt, an incarnation of the sky god. No lowly human king can defeat me. Now that is hilarious, saying you're a god or a human tells of your status, not of your strength. Then are you a lowly incarnation of God? Any match for me, an actual god? Why don't we put that to the test? This divine aura, who are you? Tielok, god of rain. We won't be knowing each other for very long, but remember me, I save every second of revelation I can get. Oh, your holiness, Tielok. Your holiness, Tielok. Tielok, a pillar of the Aztec creator gods. The god of rain, Tielok. but she feels like a servant. A super high order divine spirit became a servant in the full god form? So Dai, you didn't accomplish much as queen, did you? Oh, rip. Ridiculous. I knew I shouldn't be expecting anything from the land of the mummy makers. You insult me rather than finish me. Can you even recover from such a wound? Suffer long before you die. What? You're not claiming her heart? Such a waste. Fine, I'll do the honors. My brother, I think it's rash to come into contact with the blood of other mythologies unnecessarily. Oh? Did you just reprimand me? You, a lowly patron god to a city. You, a servant summoned by me. It wasn't reprimanding you, unlike me, brother. Your body is a human. You are the great Tezcatlipoca, but do not be so reckless. I guess so, back when I devoured some of the Indian dead. It made me damn ill afterwards. So I'm not an omnivore, to be sure. That's good advice. You're a good sister, Tialok. Your Holiness. Why would you shoot Tialok? Is Her Holiness Tialok not your dear younger sister? No exception, not even for my sister. A heckery stands. Even among family, those who impede a king's will must offer their lives, even over good advice. That is how your word remains law. A king must be in existence transcending good and evil. Bear that in mind, Izakali, if you want to remain king of men after becoming a god. Yes, I will surely meet your expectation, O great Tezcatlipoca. Now withdraw. Leave Tialok behind. She's sturdy enough to shake off a single bullet. As you say, what is to be done with the humans in the warship? Engineers are necessary to make the warship operational. Those three, and the servant that's the progenitor of the ship. Oh, it's that one on the floor. I'll take those 4 with me, kill the rest. There's no reason to keep them alive. That smile. It's an archer. Archers use guns. It's okay, I know we'll make it. You invaded another country with a battleship. Whatever your reason for doing so, that's an act of war. And in war, the Okalimi take no prisoners. They slaughter anyone who enters their territory. Are you guys fine with going this speed? I can't believe you're holding on still. It's no problem. Please go as fast as possible. We're used to rough rides. Yeah, don't say. Humans sure are adaptable. Very nice. That's something I can respect. Well, it's still Olga who I love the most. Don't get the wrong idea, okay? Not to worry, I haven't heard one word of what you've been saying. More importantly, Marine, I can carry you on my back if need be. It's okay, I can handle this much in the way of shaking, but thank you for your concern, Miss President. Is there no room in those concerned for me, my lady? While I am the only human who can maintain a 60 km/h running speed by my own power. How can a human be running with his finger calmly lest they put on a show of weakness like this? My apologies. If only I was larger, our guide, Wak-chan, wouldn't have to be the only one carrying people. Don't mind me, Tipu. I'm built for heavy labor. Besides, this is far better than being a fighter. Shame that my dearest Olga won't ride me though. We're heading past the Great Plains, right? To the forest ahead of the second underworld border. As long as nothing gets in our way, we'll make it before the sun is out of sight. What's the rush? It's just that our comrades may be under attack. Although the comm said were no friends in the vicinity. This bad feeling won't abate. Vital signs 10-20. I definitely see a pile of iron and shapes of human color. He told me that Chaldea had 12 humans. The numbers don't match. Then there's the number corpse. The passing of the time since the cessation of life activity. Yuki, Mash, I had a view of the storm border earlier in the jungle. The distance had reduced sufficiently for me to be able to warp to our destinations. Let me go ahead of you, alright? Yes, please do. I can't let you go alone. Senpai? We can't let her meet new director Gordon with no explanation. That's right. We did start off as enemy after all. Okay, as you wish. But don't say I didn't warn you. Oh no. Everyone's dead. My shit. Hi, Kyle. Just use a lancer. Where's Mash? We can. No sound. Even Matt has no sound. Hold on, don't shoot yet. You damn battle junkies, can't you see killing them is beyond the likes of you? That is a servant, and those are the survivors of the so-called Chaldea. A master, I believe, that's the one he called. He's a decent commander, but he's suffering from an awful bout of tunnel vision. Or maybe his blood is boiling after seeing the corpse of his companions. Your back's wide open, moron. Oh, he took Nima as a hostage. Damn it, we fell right into the trap. Marine, what are you doing over there? I'm sorry, they caught me. They tied both of my hands behind my back. Shut it, I'll kill you if you open that mouth of yours. Again, just like I killed the people aboard the ship. Yeah, of course you. You are only a tool with which I will use to torment that man. I can shout at you whenever I want. Don't move, woman. You make a move and this kid is dead meat. First, we're gonna have ourselves a little conversation. Now listen up. My name is Izakali. I'm the leader of the Okaleme, the king of Mexico City. What is your name, master? Name yourself. I'll have your name before I kill you. I'll carve it into Mictlan's history as the last vestige of the pathetic, proper human history. Izakali's a avenger. My name is Izakali. I'm the leader of the Okaleme, the king of Mexico City. What's your name, master? Name yourself. I'll have your name before I kill you. I got nothing to say to you. Not naming yourself then, I see. That makes me very, 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 very happy. I don't even want to know your name. His Holiness Tezcatlipoca has said that we are to show respect to those who lives we take. But I'm gonna make an exception for you. You beasts from proper human history who came to destroy my world. And to you dinos who loiter around Mictlan depths like you own the place, I have no respect for the likes of you. This is a war. We will exterminate the invaders, efficiently that is. There's no need to search for a warrior's pride in that. Ikea? Listen well, if you summon a servant, even for the briefest of moments, I will kill this boy. But if you let us kill you without summoning anyone, I will let him go. I'm no liar. I'm a man of a word. I'm not gonna force you though. Will you die fighting us unarmed, or will you die fighting us with a weapon in your hand? Your end's the same either way. And I don't really mind which path you take. Only degree of pain you suffer will differ. Let's get started then, master of proper human history. I expect you to be fearsome beasts capable of sacrificing your companions. Avenger is weak to berserkers. Immune cancer.
やりのこやんすかや登場。雑魚の皆様、お覚悟のほどを。はち切れそうでしょ。好き放題扱ってあげましょう。眩しく小さく空想具現千の鎖道を示す仰ぎなさい星を覆う天外を集まりちぎり歌いなさい
Oh, that's easy. Thanks, Arcade. Of course. You have my gratitude. I'm a man of word, that's a fact. I went and did it again. I'm sorry for being such a burden to the very end. Don't mind me, it's just the usual. You don't need to report this to the captain. Really, Dan, I'll stay behind too, because I don't want to leave you alone. Steady as she goes. Jungle, jungle. Okay, Marine here. Today I'm gonna make a cottage out of the big leaves. Are you in a bad mood? Ah, I get it. Not to worry, the cottage has room for two. Don't you want to enjoy the shade? This kind of something couldn't possibly do me any damage. Why did you stay behind? Are you keeping an eye on me? But you don't want to be alone, do you? Would you rather I weren't here? That's not it. You're more value here than elsewhere. The college is coming together. It's looking like a job well done. I know, right? Captain Nemo is also an adventure. I said it before, but we Marines take charge of scouting and cleaning and construction and logistics. I'm really good at this, which makes it fun. Would you be interested in a hammock or maybe a bath? If we were at a river with Protea, I could make one out of stones, but that won't fly in the jungle. If only we had a steel drum. Huh? What's the bath for? Washing the body. We can't avoid getting dirty during an operation, but we can avoid staying dirty. We can use the showers when we get back to that border, so we just have to sit tight until then. But you're not getting dirty at all. You're totally different from Yuki and the rest of us. Some might get the feeling you don't get dirty or worn out no matter what happens. Well, that's a pity for me. I'm far too removed from Earthlings. Why is that? I think it's good to be clean. And a bath feels good whether you're dirty or not. So I want to have one ready if I get the chance. Hey Marine. Yeah? Yuki mentioned that there are many alternates of you. What that's supposed to mean? Oh, that. We're doubles of the heroic spirits. Spirit Nemo, or maybe more like servant version or personalities for other purposes. Analysts, alchemists have this thing called fault perorations, and that's what we're using. It's like Captain Nemo is the base and we're his copies. There is other like nurse and professor, but they are standalone doubles. We're a group that divides the captain sailor resource among 24 people. There are 24 of you, but isn't it just you here? The other Marines are on the border. I was responsible for escorting Yuki. When I saw him fall off, I jumped after him praying it worked out. Oh, so that's why you have no combat potential. You're only at 124 strength. Nice, you got Muramasa. It's laudable that you avoided degeneration. I'm sure you can't wait to get back to the border and return to normal. It's not like that. It's not like that our power is divided into separate sync grabs. And it's not like we get stronger by gathering in the same place. We're disposable by design. Whatever we do, we can't grow or get stronger. That is why there's 24 of us. The Grand Order is a long voyage, so we need leeway on the number. Marine A depths isn't a loss since there is Marine B. Marine B's depth isn't a loss since there's Marine C. That's how we work. Everyone has the same capabilities, so it works to get set down no matter who disappears. Is that really true? Even if your abilities are the same, won't there be discrepancy in personality? Well, you figure that out just by listening. We're a colony, you see. When we're all together, we act like the same individual to avoid conflicts. But in reality, there is subtle difference, like in my case, I'm the biggest crybaby. My legs are always shaking during Chaldea's operation, but I keep my chin up with the other Marines. But now that I don't have to fit in with the other Marines, I don't need to hide away my essence. It's kinda embarrassing to be acting like the only me. I'm relieved to hear that you're a copy. Mictlan has to be tough on your body. As long as your original Captain Nemo is around, you can be revived. That makes for an outstanding survival power. Yeah, it sure does. So it's okay if I'm weak. Even if I disappear, everyone will still remember me as long as there's the other Marines. Like how just now, he's lying. But I should confess, being Yuki's escort is beyond my mettle. Wouldn't it be great if I could fight like Captain? I'm still a servant of Chaldea. Servants still vary, don't they? Not that I know better. You have a lot in the way of skills. Servants still vary, don't they? Now that I know better, you have a lot of weight in the skills. Next time in a fight breaks out, why don't you and Tipu both hide? By the way, I quite like fighting. That's right, we gotta save Earth together. Once again, Miss President, thank you for always protecting me. You have my humble support. Of course. I'll always have your gratitude. I appreciate your unsullied vote. But are you fine with trusting me so much? A being who only knows her own name. Huh? But that's just why you saved me when you only knew our own name. You can be scary, short-tempered, and abrasive, but I think you have a great sense of responsibility. You hate being the only one doing all the work, but you don't run from that, which you can and should do. I like that kind of person. You're awesome. That's why I'm glad to be here with you. I'm gonna learn from that side of you, even if we can't grow. Sure, so why not stick to doing well where you can? If anything happens, I can pick up the slack for you. Yeah, I may not be able to fight, and someday I might turn into a burden. But I won't let myself get in the way. Cheer for me, Ben Ogamari. What's wrong? You're showing a different kind of bloodlust than before. Is that rage at sea? If so, it's misplaced. You people are still in the wrong. What is the difference? That you grieve for and are enraged by the deaths of your friends. We Okulime are different. Death for us is natural, as it is for all humans. If we didn't think that, we'd never be able to kill anything. It's because all life has equal value that we are allowed to kill. Well now, then, you do not mourn the deaths of your fellows. Of course not. If we have compassions for a reference, waging war becomes impossible. You people of proper human history treating the mourning of yours as though it were natural or brought you salvation. With your level of intelligence, you think the same goes for the enemy side, and that's how you lose the ability to take lives. If all hearts contained compassion, war would stop. It wouldn't even start. But is that how it really goes, wretched people of proper human history? You kill despite being capable of imagination. You plunder the very lives you revere. How do you resolve the contradiction? You're all the flawed before the morality even factors into it. Very brutal, the new story. There's no counter for that point. Humans are imperfect, with or without original sin. Then what of yourselves? Do you mean to say that you know neither love nor hate, that your jaguar were incarnate? Correct. And Okoloto is nothing like you, proper human history beast. It is to His Holiness Tezcatlipoca alone that we offer our sentiments. We can only share in our God's joy or sorrow, and tremble before His wrath. However, many of our enemies and brethren die. The karma of anger and mourning is for a God to bear. That makes war justifiable. Otherwise, the human way of life grows too ugly and sinful. That doesn't justify your... Pathetic, are you done making your pitch human? Then die. I, a god, will personally kill you just as you wish. What the? Impossible. How could my body, chosen by His Holiness Tezcatlipoca, be falling apart? Why am I losing when I'm in the right? Just what makes them worthier? I hope I didn't go too overboard there. I must apologize for a look so unbecoming of the planet's ruler. Okay, Marine will be returning any minute now, won't he? You said that he was one of the servants out of many. Yes, we heard that as long as Nima's still in good health, the Marines can be restored. Right. Marine told you as much. Then there is no cause for regret. We'll see each other soon again. You chose a future where you be forgotten rather than bring anyone else's grief. For you, it was always about the team's sake. You could lie about resurrection with a smile on your face. Honestly ridiculous that you would call yourself weak. Farewell, crybaby Marine. You were a servant with a powerful heart. What should we do? I am sorry, but it happens. In every battle, there will be those who do not return. It's unfortunate. What happened to Marine? Izakali's physical abilities were on par with a servant. As poor a consolation as that may be, he laid in and wait and struck decisively at the weakest member of our group. It should have been me. I was the least capable fighter. Marine would not even engage in battle. Why do such a thing to such a person? You are a dino, Tipu. Like Watchan, your combat powers is also on par with a servant's. You may lack experience, but if needed, you can defend yourself with great strength. However, while Marine may have possessed the spirit, he was almost completely lacking in ability. In war, the most effective strategy is to attack vital, logistical units that cannot defend themselves. That's precisely what Izakali did, just like someone from proper human history would. Because of that, Marine has died, and the crew of the Stormboarder. Ah, yoho, Yuki Mash, welcome back. Oh, whoa, it's really them. They brought a dinosaur, but who cares? Commander Gordov. Commander Gordov. Ah, keep your voice down. You would just bring those Okalime back. Huh? Ah. You're all safe. New Director Gordov, is everyone else safe? Yes, well I suppose I can't blame you for assuming that worse after seeing a sight like this. But look closely. What to the naked eye appears to be our corpse were actually magecraft made counterfeits. We were actually all about to be gunned down, but we were able to pull through thanks to our quick thinking, good fortunes, and our accompanying virtues. We barricaded ourselves in the border hangar. Even your adversaries couldn't break through that heavy armor. We continued to endure daily assaults by the Okalime, and just as we fought, we might starve to death. We heard the sound of lightning outside. The Marines left to see what it was, and here we are now. To think it was Yuki and others all after all. Good work clearing out those Okalime, just what I expect of an experienced master and servant pairing. Well, quick thinking, everyone. When we heard that you might have been attacked, both Senpai and I were worried sick. But what about signs? These signs of a battle? That's from someone saving them from being besieged by the Okalime, of course. A mysterious beauty who saw the crisis in the human order, who raced it through the jungle on our beloved motorcycle, and who wiped out the Okalime, giving them a free demo of the best the rifle industry has to offer. Yes, it was none other than I, Tamamo Bitch, JP-rKyECtnz at your service. Wait, you're all resident of this world, aren't you? We're from Chaldea, we come in peace. No, we had no choice but to fight you up to this point, but things are different now. We are here to investigate the life form called Ort. We don't want to fight you, let's talk things out peacefully. We kill your people, take hostage, and you still want to negotiate. You're a cold, ruthless man, I like you. You know how to handle life, just like me. You're worthy of being a leader. How are we alike at all? I'm just trying to get Munir to the medical bay as soon as possible. I see. Then put down your gun. We're not armed after all. I can't talk to you with a gun held to my head, so. But you're still a blonde fortuner from the outside, perish without ever knowing of our world. What? You are... It's been quite a while, hasn't it, Your Excellency Gordov? Korean's Kai of Light, here to do business with the embattled Chaldea. What is with that look? Didn't I come to the rescue full throttle? Damn, another servant. Don't falter. Kill the humans first. We'll deal with the servant after. Ooh, just the thing someone who follows the teaching of Tezcatlipoca Polka would do, but... Aren't you a little short on weaponry? You don't even have any smoke grenades. What? What's going on? Are you really JP-rKyECtnz? Can I trust you? You are not gonna shoot me in the back, right? Questions later. Take cover in the border now. Just let this cute little bunny take care of all your problems. The rescue may not have been a complete success, but I will not permit any further loss of a set. As an NF representative, I personally guarantee everyone's safety. And well, that is what happened. She once attacked Phoenix Chaldea and has been a long-time enemy of Novin Chaldea. And after subduing her in Tunguska, we reached a ceasefire with the Larva Beast 4. I'll never know why this she-devil came to our assistance though. Do you really have to ask? I return any favor, no matter how small or inefficient. My animal pride strong enough that I would go to the trouble of becoming a servant just to rip you off. I take pride in being devoted and in exerting dominance by over-repaying any favors. Do you think you'd be so skeptical of that? Nodding her head as if she understands. I don't know how much stock to put in this, but I guess this is just the fox, or more like the beast's way of paying a debt. Forget the why though. How did it happen, even if you have the ability to manifest on your own? We can't forge any connections in this area without a trigger source. Which callus exactly did you home in to manifest as a servant? Like callus, you say, naturally it was. Ah. It's glowing, new director. Why are you looking at me like that? And why is my suit pocket so warm? Haha, it's nothing at all. Please stop staring at me. But why is your right breast pocket glowing red, Commander Gordov? I don't know, a laser pointer maybe? Whatever it is, don't worry about it. The lipstick from that one time. What? Why you stupid thing. Ah, of course, Shion mentioned it before. So the lipstick you threw on the floor never end up in the trash after all. I picked it up later when no one was looking. Think of me as a fool, for I am, but it was wrong to throw it away just because it was a ploy on her behalf. It may have been a ploy, but the joy I received from it was priceless. Holding to it reminds me of my salad days. Someday you'll know how that feels. That was my justification. Either way, I'm glad you had it. Indeed, if His Excellency didn't have that lipstick, I would still be fast asleep in Tunguska, completely oblivious to your little predicament here. Now do you understand the how and why of my being here? What attack on Phoenix Chaldea was just as much as my fault anyway. I'll definitely have to answer for that at some point in the future. But we're in a crisis right now. To proceed, we'll rely on any port or skirt in a storm. I know all too well how shifty a servant she is, but I'm asking you to please put your trust in her. I brought some too. What are you talking about? Greetings, Mr. Gordov. It has been some time since the affair in the Arctic, hasn't it? Yuki and I are on a bit of an adventure. I hope our partnership will be a pleasant one. Rasputin, have you gone mad, Yuki? What kind of trick did he pull you to get you to let him take along with you? It is of no surprise that you would question Yuki's sanity to such a degree. After all, he has a special guest, even more unexpected than myself assisting him, as you can see. You, Olga Mari. You just decided to lead our own worst enemy right here? Just what the devil is wrong with you two? Never mind Rasputin, to tell the truth, I thought he was the only apostle we could even attempt to dialogue with. But Ultra Olga Mari, don't you get it? She is... The thing is... Memory loss? She can't remember anything except her own name, and that's why she came from outer space. If we don't tell her she's an Inca, we might be able to reconcile. Well, isn't that just too goddamn convenient? She may have helped you get all the way here, but there's no way I'll trust her. Any sort of friendship is out of the question. I'd like to keep her from regaining her memories in this situation, but we're definitely going to deal with her at some point. Do you understand, Yuki? Don't say alien god, don't say it, don't say it. And that about sums up our activities, new Director Gordov. In addition, Tipu is examining the insides of the border, and Mictlan is resting aside. I see, normally I praise you for a job well done, but... Our situation is critical. The Soror suffers serious damage. Da Vinci, Shion, Kadok, and Captain Nemo were all abducted by a mysterious armed group. There's currently only 9 Chaldea staffers on the border, including myself, of the independently operating Nemo series. We're down to 11 Marines, nurse, bakery, professor, and engine, bringing that up to 15. Queen Nitocris is still recovering from her own near-death experience. And then there's Koyanskaya. Altogether, that's a head count of 26. We've been holed up in the stern until now, so we couldn't reach the bridge or the medical bay. But now that you're here, we could head in that direction. Though we don't have power to actually use it. Wait a second, Ultra Ogamari? What? You think I'm incapable of basic addition? There were 12 of your kind in all. Maybe Ultra Ogamari was grouping all the Nemo series together as one person. Of course I was. It doesn't matter how many times they split up. They all share one same graph. So I couldn't see them as anything but just one servant. Though I don't see them that way anymore. More importantly, Yuki Mesh, what's the deal here? It's different from what you described. You said Chaldea was an organization dedicated to saving the Earth, so I felt that it was one worthy of my cooperation. Then who is this man? Why is he belligerent towards me? Are Earthlings still stupid animals who can't comprehend my greatness? That is our line, Miss President of Earth. We don't need handouts from aliens. Whose fault do you think it is that the storm border is in its state to begin with? You know, I rule over this planet and you still raise your voice to me? Are you crazy? More importantly, I can't overlook what you just said. Who did bring our ship down anyway? Tell me right now, and I'll be sure to make them pay. Is he seriously asking this? What the hell do I say now? My lady, in his position, Commander Gordov is entirely correct to be suspicious of our new arrivals such as ourselves. Why not gain its trust with an act of good faith on our part? Yes, Watercoat to me, you silver-tongued devil. Foolishness, warranting of a death sentence, my presence alone should be inspired trust. But I'll take your good advice. What do you mean by an act of good faith? I happened to glance at the medical bay while we were passing through. Did you happen to have a man in need of treatment, Commander Gordov? Can you save him? Can you help that man? I cannot say without examining him first, but for the grace of God. Is someone hurt? Was someone hurt? You didn't say so earlier. Yes, just one person, not badly though. You two don't need to worry. Further to me, get to the med bay right away. Show us what you can really do. Why aren't you moving? I am Lady Ultramarie's butler. I cannot work without her directives. So that's how it's going to be, you phony priest. Fine, I'll say it. I'll let Ultra Olgamar work together with Chaldea. So please tell that degenerate priest to get moving, I'm begging you. If it gets our men off of a hospital bed, then I'll even make a deal with the devil. I don't really get it, but do you want me to give him orders? Butler, go help him, do whatever. As you wish, allow me to show you the power of one of the elemental dwelling in my body. Balu of the moon, the emissary of lightless knights who once offered immortality to mankind. Oh, come on. It shouldn't be this time. I was scared to main menu. Also reading. Just kick out to the main menu. How unfortunate, though I did try my best. Given that he was shot through the heart between the eyes, there is only so much that can be done. Yeah! What's up with Rasputin medic healing? It hurts so bad, I thought I was about to die. More like, I actually did die. I wouldn't exactly call it jolting up from the pain. A resuscitation. Munir. You survived. You survived. Whoa, whoa. What, from both sides? Yuki Mash. I see, you're back in one piece. Well, I wasn't as worried as the old man was, though. Yes, I'm really glad you're awake, Munir. Alright. I guess you heard about what happened on the border. Don't give me that look, you two. That was just me being careless. I've forgotten the fact that few that you two survey in the control room from which we monitor you are both battlefields. I just got a taste of the close calls that you and Mash experience on a regular basis, that is all. So don't sweat it and don't feel responsible for it. That would be disheartening for us. Disheartening. Yeah, the creed was we regular staff had lived by ever since the days of Finis Chaldea hasn't changed. To bring the novice who cluelessly became a master back home safely. That is what drives us. Oh, and we're not talking about getting you back to Chaldea base either. We're talking about sending you back home. Well, in the beginning, it was just something the doctor used to say. But in due time, it became our singular goal. It's this goal that kept us from breaking down. When the Human Order incineration happened, the whole world burned down and only Chaldea base remained in imaginary network space. More than a few of the staff were feeling disheartened and ready to give up on everything. But seeing the newcomers holding out in the singularities made us want to keep those two safe at all costs. And when the Human Order incineration incident was resolved, we took pride in that. Our job is to support Yuki and Mash, Cure Light. We are different from racist and professional and on opposing sides in the Clock Tower faction wars. But now we're able to trade jokes with one another, and it's all thanks to that pride. So please don't feel down just because we got hurt. I mean, I'm glad you feel sad on my behalf. But that mindset that you weren't so strong enough or because you didn't do enough is no good. After all, we're always giving it our best. Hehe, Munir's right. A smile is the best thing you can show to someone who's recovering. But I do believe it's best if you got some rest for now, until your vitals normalize, okay? Whoa, so you've been keeping an eye on me this whole time, nurse. Of course, that is my job after all. I've been split between nursing Nitocris and you at 7:3 ratio. I knew it. I'm the freak there, aren't I? The director wants to see you two in the control room, Ryuki Mash. Please head back to the control room right away. Now then, let's set our next objective. We were forced to carry out an emergency landing immediately after entering the 7th Lostbelt due to an attack by an unknown knight. In the process, Yuki and Mash fell from the ship, and so we were separated. As of now, they have safely randomized with us. Excellent work. On the other hand, however, we encounter a mysterious armed group calling themselves the Okolimi, and the individual named Izakali who fancies himself their leader, and an unidentified arms dealer who Izakali called Tezcatlipoca. True to be told, at this stage, we still don't know whether or not that man was indeed the god Tezcatlipoca from the Aztec mythology. However, it's clear that they are against us and our enemies of proper human history. And our key members have been kidnapped by this hostile force. Master Riki, Investigator Mash, Cure Light Habitat. Our native collaborator Tipu, the 8 Ultra Olgamari, Rasputin, and Koenskaya. The 7 you will head out to rescue the kidnapped cat Ulyssa. Da Vinci, Shion, Kadok, and Nemo. Your destination is Mexico City, the capital of the Okolimi. Wait, do you know about Mictlan? Of course I do. Who do you think you're talking to? I'll have you know, Mr. Lastea Department Archaeology piqued my interest back at the clock tower. Mictlan Dinos, Loto, I have a good grasp of these topics. Oh yes, I gave him a lecture while we were besieged, of course, for a special fee. Dear me, that must have been expensive. If you had waited for our arrival, you would have received a complimentary explanation. You're right. That Krista Koenskaya has once again emptied my wallet. I understand our plan, but would you be all evacuating to Chichen Itza? No, we will remain here to repair the border and negotiate with that dinos named Mukchan earlier. You want me to guard the flying rock? Fine, I'll do it. I mean, I do want to go with Olga and all. But I feel so frustrated that I left your companions for dead. I can drive the Okolimi away all by myself, so go save your kidnapped buddies. I like dinos. They are all rational beings. Most importantly, I like the fact they are herbivores. I'm ashamed of myself for having trembled and feared at their appearance. If our technovisor had been around, she'd have a jump for joy. Yes, I'm sure Da Vinci will get along swimmingly with the dinos. What? Of the servant Nitocris, is she yet to be in fighting condition? Well, she did offer to accompany Yuki. But she is barely able to stand. I can't let her do this. Besides, this time we got Koenskaya as well as Rasputin the Mad Monk and her. We are rather well figured for firepower. On the contrary, this is the strongest we ever been. You heard him. Are you prepared to join the fight? Dear me, and I assumed you were aware, Kaya. I'm a healer, not a fighter. Fear not, however, we will be accompanied by one of far more reliable than I. I shall leave the fighting to her while caring for everyone's mental health. Oh, that sounds splendid. Frankly, I'd rather die than suffer your therapy. Haha, while the mad monk Rasputin temperament remains unknown. Father Kotomini is a certified man of character even in the Holy Church. When we're in a pinch, his classy chit-chat will serve to ease tension. After all, that was the case for me while I made my way to Chaldea. We're leaving now then. But just one thing before we leave, where's Vol? I figure he both persistently clinging to Storm Border, but he's nowhere to be found. Wasn't he with Clearlight? No, I figured he was on the border. Oh, I see. That beast isn't planning on getting involved with Ort. If all went well, I would have liked to acquire some of resource from him. He must have scampered off after sensing my presence. The next time I see him, I'll give him a piece of my resentment from Tunguska by stopping on him again. Please rest assured, foe, probably chasing tumbleweeds on service right about now. I believe he'll be coming strutting back unseverely once we reach the 7th Lostbelt. You're a genius, Tipu. You already learned to use our tools. Over there are medicines and spells that reinforce the Serpent Saint graph. Please have Captain drink those once you find them. Take care, Tipu. I leave Captain in your hands. Yes, I understand how to handle Magecraft now. I should do all I can to save Captain Nemo. That is not a very cheerful color. The green, without a trace of stagnation, has ripple forming on it. Do you believe we should not head for Mexico City? It appears to be the capital of the Okolimi. No, I have no objections with your plan. It is only logical to aid your comrades. Though I do feel unease at having to cross the second underworld. Then why? I wonder. It's just like Marine said, these Marines are no different from him. They're just like us. The loss of individual dinos has no bearing on the dino species as a whole. The enemies known as Marines are still extant. They haven't been lost, and yet I feel extremely sad. I will never again be admonished by that Marine, will I? Tipu, Ultra Ogamari. Yes, Professor and I were having a knowledge exchange. I've heard of your plan too. You're headed for Mexico City to rescue your comrades. I shall accompany you to the best of my abilities as your guide. What about Ultra Ogamari? You have achieved your initial objective. Yuki and Mash have safely arrived at the border. Well, that human named Gordorf does get on my nerves. Please, Mr. President. I guess you're right. You obviously need my help. I'll help you, of course. After all, I'm Ultra Ogamari of Chaldea now. Alright, let's resume our rescue efforts. Our objective lies on the 5th layer at Mexico City. Allow the great disaster that is I lay waste to the city of those insolent Okolimi. The wind's getting colder. It looks like we're getting close to the second underworld. As the stormboarder is undergoing repairs, contact with the control room currently remains unavailable. We were able to transmit only a few seconds worth of audio, so it will be limited for use in the event of an emergency. I have been recording footage which I have been asked to submit for reference upon our return. We couldn't get alternates to full charge either. I'm just gonna have to be energy efficient going forth. Let's avoid running into trouble where possible and not make any detours on the way to Mexico City. The second underworld border stands in our way. However, what ordeals will we be facing ahead, Tipu? There was a trail leading over a mountain back when I was across it. While the strong winds will make the climb itself a tiring one, there is little else to worry about in this underworld. Oh, but heedlessness may cause you to trip and fall. Which is why I must ask that you support the person beside you, because you should be on verge of falling. Furthermore, the trail is littered with wind-scorn obsidian, so you will cut yourself on them should you fall. The injuries themselves are relatively minor, but in your case, you may bleed out should you take a long tumble. That is not a problem for me. After all, I'm constantly levitating. Needless to say, I won't be swept away by the winds. Either I may look like this, but I actually weigh tons. I didn't catch that number. It's a state secret. For some reason, the more rational parts of me stopped me from saying it. Then we ought to have no problems if Ultra Ogomari acts as a windbreak. We arrive, friends. Beyond these three lies the second underworld. A veil of blades and wind where bones are discarded. The white border is a Tahuku. Eh? This is way different from what you described, Tipu. See? The rocks surrounding us are borderline lethal. No, that mountain of blades is sharper than my knife hand strike. Wind speed is 10 meters maximum. Instantaneous wind speed is 20 ms. We have to typically progressing, and we need to watch out for flying debris. It's really bad. Really, I get blown away if I materialize. Are you that light, Habriiel? Then you best not to do that. Make sure you stay hidden. Quite the drop in temperature too. These freezing winds would dull even a servant movements. Oh dear. That's an awfully creeping remark, completely unbecoming of an apostle. Has the butler lifestyle dulled your body as well as your mind? This chilly breeze should pose no problem if we consider it merely be downslope winds. You get a coat? That's not fair. I want one. And FF service. I do apologize, but this product here is one of a kind. Though I believe I have a fur coat a certain someone gave me a while back. Oh wait, I tossed that one into a warehouse because it ticked me off. Looks like that one's not in stock either. If only we had some chili pepper water with us and something to tie us together. Tipu by chili peppers are referring to the condiment by that name. No, it's a mixture of the honey and herbs you can find around Chichen Itza. It's also known as honey orchids. It has thermogenic effects and it's often used during the colder seasons while the sun is dormant. I do apologize, I don't make a habit of taking that medicine, so I neglected to bring some along. What are you feeling around with your luggage for? Sure you didn't forget anything, did you? I've got it right here, I think. Those are honey orchids and vine ropes. I'm impressed you had the foresight to stock up on those. Dear me, you even brought along hemostatic cribs for aberration. Don't mind if I take one. Here you go, Mash. Oh, the texture is rather similar to honey, so it's so sweet. It's so delicious. I see. I'm no expert on the matter, but it might make for a good secret ingredient for curry. I'm interested in this Lostbelt. Medical cooking, but I'll refrain. I got a coat that's keeping me perfectly well insulated. Then I have some too. Hey Yuki. Sorry, I only have 4. You want half? Huh? No, I'm good. I suppose you're short on resources. I'm not cold. Feel free to ingest it yourself. She's blushing. This is pretty rough. Indeed, it's all thanks to Ultra Olga Mari heading up front to act as our windbreak. I understand our situation here, but would you mind if I ask you a question? Does this manner of underworld exist in proper human history too? Yes, it's likely this place corresponds to the third layer of Mictlan in proper human history. It's a pito. It's a tapo. It's a mountain trail littered with sharp obsidian where the dead are made to wander while the obsidian tears them to shreds. The wind that blows across the mountains is said to peel away the cloths, armor, belongings, and even the flesh of the dead, peeling away the ornaments they wore in life, leaving behind nothing but bone. What are your skeletons? Would that not leave them unable to make it to the next layer? No, these are dead who undertake the trials of the underworld. They will move even if all that's left them are bones. It's precisely because the soul has suffered so clearly that they are deserving of salvation. Much like the hell from Japanese folklore. Now that I mention it, this scenery is just like a mountain of needles. A place of never-ending punishment that exists for the sole purpose of tormenting sinners. Dreadful indeed. Never ending. Hell, you say? So you would compare this to Garden of Mine to such a texture. Such mockery, a wise mockery indeed. I stand in awe at your perceptivity. To punish the dead, not save them. This is indeed hell. That strange wing beating, that laughter. Welcome, monkeys, those who have made a bid for the underworld pilgrimage. I shall guide you, I shall see you off. A new mark of anguish now rise in stagnant Mictlan. And now it's time for you to cower before the Lord, the House of Fear, the King of the Underworld. The wings that rend flesh of the living, the immense of Kamazots. Now's my chance to get those command spells back. Your party had some changes. You lost someone and added a new face in turn. How unfortunate, I have yet to savor that child's blood. The loss of his soul is nothing short of mad tragic. Oh, such a tragedy. It is truly misfortunate. How could he forsake the honor of offering his blood up to Kamazotz, even when Kamazotz himself had been eyeing him? Servant blood has a bad taste to it, but that's a different matter entirely. Oh, such a waste, truly. Please do ensure you never encounter such a misfortune again. You're all my precious guests. I love proper human history. The blood of apes is more to my liking than the blood of dinos. Oenskaya? She's not the type to show this much hostility. That's our enemy. You need not explain. I am aware of the name of Mayan god Kamazotz from proper human history. He was included in Mash's report. I believe he's a hostile entity who's making use of Yuki's command spell, is he not? Then let's make short work of him. He appears to be quite the headache-inducing gentleman. Oh, that weapon, that smell. Now I remember you. You are the woman who snuck into my Mictlan and carried the cryptor outside. And to top it all off, you were that devilish rabbit who sold weapons to the Okulimi. I bet you must have had a great honeymoon with Tsukaila after all. He's another opal of a god who's obsessed with modern weaponry. Surely another La Malange. You poisoned the Aztec, leading to the birth of New Mexico. Huh? What did you just say? I just found out who the Okulimi weapon dealer is through means. I didn't even want to find out from. An FF service. Oof, I've been hit. Touching me is strictly forbidden. If the cat's out of the bag, then it's out. I am indeed the one who provided the Okulimi with firearms, and FF service is a reliable service that all foolish humans can depend on. However, that came attached with the trial period of 1 month, and yet that long hair blondie. I got the gist of it. We'll make our own now. Was what he said while admitting our know-how. I've never been this angry at a fellow tradesman before. You sure underestimated Tazila Poka. There's nothing he cannot do. It's proper human history fault for labeling him as a god of war. But in Mictlan, I'm the stronger one. Oh misfortune Kamiko's unless Tazakala Poka. That's enough chit chat. Now's the time to save your slaughter. Go ahead and summon your heroic spirits, priest of Chaldea. I want to see how it's done. Then I'll drink your blood and take over proper human history. Ha ha ha, this is good. This truly is destiny. This is truly a rebirth. Mictlan shall be revived with the blood of the Chaldean sinners. Now then, bear those charming necks of yours.
夏だからね。戦いも観光も涼やかなものがいい。
言うことがあるでしょ。この星を滑るものである。では
オーケー。
では報酬を与えましょう。水、熱、震え、別れ、我が手の上で弾けるがいい。化粧の
切り込む。おっと。
抑えるように。あの辺りね。空想苦言、千の鎖、道を示す。仰ぎなさい、星を覆う天外を。じゃ集まりちぎれ。この
リラックスリラックス。おや、行くかい。
眩しく
悪いね。
切り上げ歌いなさい。このあ、もう大きく。あの辺りね。演説中よ。静かになさい。誰、動かないで。この
楽園の端にようこそ。
小さ
ハッピー。おや、行くかい。
化粧
星の宇宙、物見の楽園の端から君に聞かせたい。罪なき者のに通るがいい。ガーデン・オブ・アバロン。切り込む。君に全チップをかけよう。頼むぞ。
大きく熱し薄め歌いなさい。ブサー出直せ。回るちゃんとし。あ、もう身の程を知れ。キラッキラにしてあげる。はははは。ウルトラバースト。
さて、カウンティングオーバー。
ちゃんと。あ、もうじゃじゃ演説の時言うことがあるでしょ。演説の時来たわね。なんて
楽園の端にようこそ。
いらっしゃい。ちゃんと指導して。
星の宇宙、物見の楽園の端から君に聞かせたい。罪なき者のに通るがいい。ガーデン・オブ・アバロン。
空想苦言、千の鎖、道を示す。仰ぎなさい、星を覆う天外を。じゃこのでは小さく 眩しい感受なさい心と道はなくこの城の髄の月の城にようこそなだれとなるそういう回る
Didn't shield break?
この演説中断これだから野蛮な原生動物どもは仕方ないな君たちお返しをしなくてはね仕方ないな君たちは
ハッピーエンドの話をしよう。星の宇宙物見の楽園の端から君に聞かせたい罪なき者のみ通るがいいガーデン・オブ・アバロン
なだれとねえい
最高のカードを君に
眩しさ空想苦言千の鎖に道を示す仰ぎなさい星を覆う天外を切り上げ参りなさい
さてカウンティングオーバーリラックス
少しだけね
おやオーケー
やあアバロンの風体験ツアーへの参加誠にありがとう私の顔ばかり見ていていいんですか
切り込むどうだ楽園の端おやご要望とあらば星の宇宙物見の楽園の端から君に聞かせたい罪なき者のみ通るがいいガーデン・オブ・アバロン切り込むどうだいこれじゃ足りん同感さ
大きく小さくでは報酬を与えましょう水熱震え別れ我が手の上で弾けるがいい化粧の参りましょうもう終わり期待も希望もそう叶うものではありませんね
These summoning tricks are rather difficult to pull off properly. I was so confident that I could have done it my way, There she is, pardon me, but our audience ends here. I shall entrust you to the Watcher of the Underworld from this point on, or I should say, I have a little choice. The bird of hell that not even I can handle, flaming empress who severes the threats to the soul. Come, Benny, Emma, bring a new trail to these crew. A second altar servant. Master TP over here. The landscape, no. The ground's being carried away. The mountain range is moving, but for what purpose? Above us, something's flying out of the sky. What's that thing? I feel a chill running down my spine. Proxy to the 10 kings of the 8 great hot hells. I am Benny Emma, the crimson bird of prosperity. I'll hear no excuses. Hand me your tongues. Falling into my hell was your first sin. Defying the wind god was your second. Aside from that, you all look like you have much to answer for. And so this will end up with a plumage through my 8 hells. Huh? Did you say Benny Emma? The tongue-cutting sparrow. Benny Emma, proprietress of the Emete. Have you read of me? No. My judgment will not be swayed. I must be self-serving. However, I will serve you a morning meal each day as a special case. I have been told that Kalde is a story of lost worlds. Many lives must have been trampled on upon up to this point. That won't be denounced as fiendish, but the weight of the sin is created by one's heart. The sharpness of my sword depends on your consciousness. Only the good shall die easily, and the evil shall die miserably. I do not discriminate between the living or the dead. My verdicts will kill the latter as well. Now we're out round 1 court. Turn 3, okay. So there's the rank for 3 rounds.
少者も死者も見境なく我が沙汰は死者をも殺す針地獄にふさわしい
オーケー。
ご用件は
行くかい？切り込む。
ばらまきの
切り込む。
読み上げるこの受けよ大丈夫
猫の手のがま
脈を塞げこのあの辺り前に出たしどうして当てるわ当たって照準捉えましたじゃ読み上げる受けよ大丈夫地獄の釜の湯加減なるナウ将棋は装填ナウ将棋は装填しますそうかい、はい、意外と苦手なのしょうがない自分でもやろうか無用 見せ死だ見せ死だごめんなさい先輩
The mountain range is being used as a sword. Yeah! Director Okamari. Goo. Don't take me so lightly. I'm not the one who will die just because my brainwave cease. But somehow I successfully rebooted. I'll just say that I'm less confident about repeating that. I've taken most of the measure of your crimes. Your sentence an eon of eons times 100 sings with delight, chirp chirp. Benny has flown away. Can we call the battle complete? No, my Benny, my sweet Benny. I can't take seeing her looking like that. I'm going back to Tunguska. She's not yours, Koyanskaya. Looks like we were out of harm's way at the very least. The servant who just flew to the mountain summons, did she turn out to be one of Chaldea's? Yes, like King Protea, I believe she's one of the force units summoned at the border. Let's forget about her and keep moving. I expect that she won't rush at us anymore. This underworld is simply a mountain to cross, no? There should be no need to summit. Isn't that right, Tipu? Correct, all that's needed to get over the mountain. Once we reach that ridge, there's naught but descent. Indeed, for a particular reason, my lady's decision this time is wholly correct. Care to elaborate why? Benny Emma. Cannot say from whence she traced back to, but her synchro scope is Divine Spirit class, not to mention her fearsome swordplay. To wield a mountain range as a sword in terms of skill and creativity, my lady is early defeated as she is. Well, such thing is inconceivable anyway. It's heavy, it's painful, and most of all, it's frightening. Consider us in a rush to move on. If you want a rematch, you should do so after saving your colleagues in Mexico City. Yeah, maybe we should. Unlike with Teo, she didn't look like to be suffering in any way. Well, I'm here, hyperventilating in a process until I nearly explode. Oh, Benny, how could she develop into a juvenile delinquent with a look like she lost all faith in the world? True, it's a tough call. It appears a boat will not be needed. Can you show us the way, Tipu? Yes, the severity of Izutaku has worsened, but the road itself is a larger unchanged. Right this way, we shall cross through several animal nests and roots, so there is the risk of being attacked. But with all of you, I see no problem. We shall soon leave the second underworld border behind us.
余興です。狩りをしましょう。この星を演説の時来たわね。大きく小さく。では報酬を与えましょう。水、熱、震え、別れ、我が手の上で弾けるがいい。なだれとな歌いなさい。
おっと、さてカウンティングオーバー。最高のカードを決めよう。
眩しく大きく熱し薄ま温めましょう。
It's like a truck.
言うことがあるでしょ。抑えるように。機嫌がいい。あの辺りね、ちゃんと指導して。空想空言、千の鎖、道を示す。仰ぎなさい。星を覆う天外を。演説中よ、静かになさい。
さてカウンティングオーバー。
もう
おや、行くか。
あの辺りね、動かないで。
切り込む。
キラッキラにしてあげる。この星を演説の時来たわね。なだえられる。
ハッピーエンドの話をしよう。そこは壁もなく城もなく、見せ場の始まりの空。魂のありかを見せようか。ガーデン・オブ・アバロン。
切り上げトライタッチ。
おや、オーケー。悪いね。簡単なマジック。どうだい？これじゃ足りん？同感さ。おっと。
このでは大きく。
さてカウンティングオーバー。
では小さく。
おや、行くかい？
空想空言、千の鎖、道を示す。仰ぎなさい。星を覆う天外を。
満足のいく結果だったかい？それは上々。
One day elapsed since setting out over the mountain. Number of ascent made 6. This is going well, isn't it? It doesn't look like there be any problems at all. This is an endless loop. So it's no wonder I couldn't stop this unpleasant sweating. You put on a good show of calm as our guide, but you were clearly in a hurry. I understand how you feel, Tipu, but we need to rethink our plans in time like this. Therein lies the difference between the dinos and the human biology clocks, but no matter. Point of fact, we've been climbing the same mountain endlessly for all this time. No expanding sensor range, there I knew it. This underworld is an enclosed space, there's no way out. No way out. But the underworld is the trail through which the dead pass isn't having no way out against the rules. Damn, now it makes sense. BGM is the watcher of the underworld, and the rules of the underworld change accordingly. The second underworld is no longer the veil of blades and wind. It has taken on the framework of the hell described in Japanese folklore. In which case, it's meant to lock us in rather than let us pass. That's brilliant, Yuki. It might just be the right answer. Come to think of it, the servant said something about an eons times 100 when she took off. How many years does that come to, Butler? 100 quintillion, my lady. Wouldn't that be pushing even the end of my lifespan? Quite lengthy sentence. There's no way we can take that seriously. Even a red giant wouldn't be able to suffer through that. BGM was probably talking about a Buddhist concept of hell. India was the first country to discover the concept of zero, so they have a great understanding of numbers. Even so, an arbitrary sentence like that's an extraordinarily long time. Truly a state of life imprisonment, it would seem we have no options but to stage a jailbreak. But how do you do that if there is no exit? Why, it couldn't be simpler. As this has become a penal area because of BGM now acts as watchman, then it should return to its original underworld status if she is removed from it. It was recommended we leave it as it is, but it appears we have no choice but to attack. What do you say, Yuki? You have an opinion, Kaya? I'm against it. The 40 priests can go die. But the truth is that we can't get out of this underworld without attacking her. I can keep my business sense and my animal pride separated, so if we're going to attack, then I'll support you to the best of my ability. So it's decided, we're going to fight. We say that, but our odds are pretty dismal. Indeed, her sword dance would slay even the disease. But fortunately, this is a Japanese hell. Even sinners will return to life when they are killed. That was likely the reason that my lady was able to use her guts to come back alive after a fight just now. Servants can be killed again and again. They will be revived. Past that, it's simply a matter of how much pain they can endure. That's not it. I want her back to the way she was. She's a hero spirit who responded to Chaldea summon. A natural desire. Excellent employees must be well treated. Yes, I'm in agreement with Master. It's the same as King Protea. Protocol to me can handle it. It can pass through the blades of death as if it were an autoco gun. Haha, Tipu, we call that lack of a plan, a fire and forget. And I must apologize, but that would be difficult. King Protea was affected by her tumorous mask. Whereas BGM has no visible cause to her change. I'm unable to reverse her alter transformation. So we really do have to defeat her. Go to many find out ideas, then allow me to suggest something. BGM, the tongue-cut sparrow, that form of hers was probably aged to adulthood forcibly. Eventually BGM shall finish her long training and become an agent of the kings of hell. That is her future. It's not a transformation, but the end of a growth spurt. So, why not just shrink her back down again? I see, a practical application of your own personal preference. What a brilliant plan. But only if we meditate on the fact that it is not feasible. Do any among us possess magecraft or no phantasm capable of restoring you. Of course not, but aren't you forgetting something? This underworld is a converging space of cause and effect. That includes both past and future. Here you can summon servants to your heart's content as long as your mental energy holds out. We got an awful lot of friends we can call on, isn't that right, Master Kadia? We summoned a hero spirit from a legend about restoring you. I'll search the database. We got to encounter someone like that by now. I'm sure we'll find one with that sort of no phantasm. I'm sorry, I hate to be bearer of bad news. While there are several hero spirits who boast the legend of invulnerable immortality and invincibility, it seems there aren't any hero spirits with a no phantasm related to restoration of youth. Not even Urashima Taro? Aren't you supposed to be a Japanese, Yuki? Haha, that is common misconception, my lady. Such a hero spirit will only be able to age in the opposite direction. Hello, Cross. Welcome back. I don't know if there are any fairies like that either. Usually they just turn you old as a prank. So summoning hero spirit does not always provide a solution. How unfortunate. I suppose we must use part code to me after all. Haha, your sense of humor is rather obtuse, Mr. Tipu. There has to be some other way. Excuse me, might I have a word? The great god here kept telling me we can't let Auden show us up. Might be so presumptuous to offer my advice. Huh? That voice. A noble phantasm is an eminent or abstraction of tales about a given hero spirit, in other words, a trump card. Naturally, there won't be many hero spirit with a story using the restoration of youth as a trump card. So why not broaden your scope a bit? Hero spirits with no phantasm of regeneration may be rare, but there is always ones with potions with such effect. I unfortunately am not the one of them, but you know one, don't you? A hero related to you guys, who is all too fond of collecting things. Then I'll leave the rest to you. Give my regards to the proper preachers. He contacted us from the other side of the summoning circle. The underworld really is like the transit for the throne of heroes, isn't it? Indeed, all humans eventually die. Heroes are no exception. The afterlife, this underworld, is the final destination for all complete human knowledge. Why did the god Tezcatlipoca create such a face? Was there some under intention for the underworld border? Do you have any idea what he meant, Yuki? I can't say that Yeah, hurry and put your foolish heads in order. Of course there is. The greatest of kings, mankind's strongest and foremost collector. Oh, it's a king. King Gilgamesh. Of course he will be the one to go for secret potions. It's been so long. It's such an honor to see you again. No, again, it isn't quite right. The events of 7th Singularity weren't inscribed into the original King Gilgamesh. I'm sorry for my impetus just now. That is right. Fine. I didn't go to the trouble of coming all the way here just to lecture you. I don't need to teach you how the Heroic Spirit summoning system works. Be sure to study it later. You need an elixir of youth right now, don't you? If that's the case, I have one, of course. The summoner's magical energy is only a third rate, so I can't come there myself. But you should be able to handle just the potion. Go on, take it. My, how generous of you. Very unlike the king I know. Could you be a different one? Hahaha, Yuki, take that one's head now while you still can. A man with that look will turn on you at some point. and at the worst possible time. That is a misconception. After all, I have not been one of their allies from the beginning. However, King Gilgamesh, according to legends, you found the sought after elixir of youth in the abyss. It was a rejuvenating herb and not the immortality, but that was enough for you to return. However, Snake stole it from you in a moment of hubris on the return journey. As I recall, you were unable to attain the herb of the immortality in the end, were you not? Fool, where do you think you are right now? True, the snake stole the herb from me at the fountain, and I returned to Uruk and grow old and rebuild my country. As I sat on my throne, I never forget that incident. I am a man who prefers to pretend failures like that never happened. So I returned for the herb of regeneration and put it in my treasury. It was worth the effort. You know, I think I heard this somewhere before. He already bragged about this to you in your room, senpai. Farewell, last master of humanity. Acquit yourself well in underworld. Before you go, by what standard are you saying senpai is for rate? Magical energy, colorless, and force of providence, especially the last one. Did you lose that somewhere? Well, I suppose birth rate was too prismatic. You've grown to about second rate Chaldean. Okay. Last part. Oh, fucking bot. I didn't think I encountered a bot here. Too bad I don't have any moderators. Well then, I shall take charge of the elixir. If anyone else would please do battle. If everyone else would please do battle with Lady Benny-Emma and neutralize her, should that prove difficult, then you should just wear her down. After that, I shall risk my life in any way I can, by any means necessary. If we make Benny-Emma drink this elixir, she'll go back to her original indefeatable my global self. We must bring her back into humanity's hands. What did the guilty want from this court? The verdict has already been handed down. No retrial shall take place, no appeals will be granted. Accept your punishment quietly, if you cannot even do that. I shall cut off your limbs and use you as a sword hanger for my Shinzanken. 100 billion eons. Atop a rock, you will know the weight of my absolute swords. 14,500 kin, granted to me by the Buddha. The mountain is coming to life. It's coming your way, Yuki. Respond with a servant who has a resistance to instant death. If you can't, I'll think of something. You see back, Mash. Having no synchro means one death is all it takes to end you. Yes, please watch my back, Olga Mari. Escape the mountains, shake, make way for that skill my technique. Escape through the mountains, shakes, make way for the skill my techniques. Esto Enjik Batojuzu, Benny Enma, Crimson Bird, and Prosperity. The blazing courtroom is now in session. The one who's good for this, it's Archer Servant. No.
刑を受けぬのであれば処するまで。円弱抜刀術奥伝、明け随長紅閻魔、参る。
さてギャンブルだ。得意だけどまずは様子見といこ
この星を言うことがあるでしょ。
君に全チップをかけよう。頼むぞ。
高度は承諾。
オーケー。
月光を浴びて我が弓は極限に至る。すなわち我が弓配好きのもとに 勘沈めた
逆らうのですか。
切り込んだ
閻魔の裁き受ける気読み上げる。この読み上げる。この
リラックスリラックス
承諾
あの辺りね。
おや行くかい。
重要では
切り込んだ
地獄の釜の湯加減なれば。地獄の釜の湯加減なれば。
夢の世界にひとまず退散。
Damn, Red said
無用
makes us do instant death.
ひたらせてあげる愛の炎を。
承諾提案了解覚悟断そうアンカー確認
無用針地獄がふさわしい。怠惰見せ死だ読み上げる。無用ひたらせてあげる
コードワーチャー
煩悩無料請願弾。
月光を浴びて我が弓は極限に至る。すなわち我が弓灰月のもとに勘沈め
逆らうのですか。
Man, why do they keep coming?
サンサーナカーマどうか無限に窓裁判官に逆らうのですか。
The stupid boss. I don't know why they come after my channel today. Those damn bots. They come out of stream today for some reason.
いいですよ。喜んでくれますか。読み上げる。いくらでもどうぞ。見せ死だ読み上げる。無用
提案了解
ちゃんと指導して。演説中よ。静かになさい。無用閻魔の裁き受ける気地獄の釜の湯加減なれば読み上げる。名脈を塞ぐ。
コード提案
ちゃんと指導して。
月光を浴びて我が弓は極限に至る。すなわち我が弓灰月のもとに勘沈め
たい。逆らうのですか。キラッキラにしてあげる。名脈を塞ぐ。この 演説中断。これだから野蛮な原生動物どもは。
But she had a wife.
地獄の釜の湯加減なれば満足いただけましたかね。命脈を塞
戦闘継続。あの鐘の音が聞こえるか。信託エラン背中を押せ。聞くがよい。万象は汝の名を指し示したはずない。
裁判官に逆らうのですか。
どこでは死ねえ。首を出せ。
命脈を塞ぐ。読み上げる。
別に悔しくはない。
あの鐘の音が聞こえる。首を出せ。背中を追え。受け負った。どこだ。では死ねえ。あの鐘の音が聞こえる。
地獄の釜の湯加減なれば。地獄の釜の湯加減なれば。見せ騎だ。
信託は下った。選んだな。受け負った。聞くがよい。万象は汝の名を指し示したはずない。
裁判官に逆らうのですか。
どこだ。では死ねえ。首を出せ。
地獄の釜の湯加減なれば。
あの鐘の音が聞こえるか。背中エラ受け負った。どこだ。では死ねえ。首を出せ。
見せ騎だ。地獄の釜の湯加減なれば。見せ騎だ。
我が命運。
君に全チップをかける。頼むぞ。
言うことがあるでしょ。演説の時来たわね。
これ提
ご
案。
要望とあらば。
不当不屈たる我が号泣。強鎮弓張り付き。すなわち月光大砲。
逆らうのですか。無用。拍手は必要ないわ。私への信頼と尊敬は今後の行動で示しなさい。
Yet you dart without pause, all about my needle Mount Canyon. Your shortest and swiftest sword draw is in such a sassy that weapon isn't suitable for you. It's fitting for grinding up big game, but it's plain to see how it is with smaller targets. Have you become an easy mark since growing up, or perhaps you're compensating for when you were smaller? Show some modesty, rabbit. Even having becoming a great king, my sword is still tight. There's my chance. How long I've been waiting for this. It is who needs modesty. The sword of Lady Benny Emma is invisible, striking instantly and without a beat. It is not some lumbering slash that obscures all sights of its prey. Now allow me to fret the Neo on your behalf. Running along the rock faces is not a skill exclusive to goats. Bunnies can also do it using motorcycles. Egan made it. Now then, feel free to drink it down. Sure, a pervert. I am truly ashamed, a spirit of such standing as I acted so disgracefully. Allow me to greet you once more. I am the tongue-cut spirit Benny Emma. And you're the master of Chaldea, correct? Thank you for all your hard work protecting the human order. And from now on, please keep up the good work. As long you don't overdo it. Help rest early to bed, early to rise, eat a proper meal. That is as much as I ask of you. As long as I can see your smiling face, I shall spare no effort to cooperate. Please feel free to call Benny from here on. I'll show you the way to draw a sword to typical evolve problems. It's my pleasure, please do. Now that's that. So can you do something about the monarch clinging up to my legs? You can't be serious, Benny. How do you not remember me? I know a shrine maiden fox who, if your spitting image, but I have no opinion. I have no good opinion of you. Oh, such a cold shoulder. I'm no stranger to it, but it's so painful. Especially when it was I who delivered you from disgrace when you were rampaging in an altar form. That form was no disgrace, but any someday will serve as a proxy to the 10 Kings. What happened then was a natural outcome that probably must be. I have nothing whatsoever to be ashamed of. The only disgrace would be in your having evaded the Shinzanken. And a degree of immaturity in my full-fledged Orochi attack. Recklessly show my strength in response to your provocation. Not all, Benny Emma. You showed it marvelous skills. Be it gun or by blade, human tools are truly wondrous. By the way, Yuki, have your command spell returned? Well now then. At least one stroke remaining. Logically, the third watcher of the underworld will be holding it. To make use of Yuki command spells, what was the spread of that Batman? But it did lodge power within Benny. It's a serious blow to only able to see in this Mictlan pleth as a watcher of the underworld. But it seems I can grow older if I please, thanks to that. Everyone, please feel free to go ahead. There's no need to worry about Benny. If you want to cut down the coming enemy, you mustn't pull all your heart and soul into one swing of the blade. This will depend on me taking that to heart. In the next battle, you will bear witness to the disciple of Emma. What next battle? That is what makes the next battle, despite authorization being off the table. Benny is still watcher of the underworld. And you are certain to face the titanic battle on this underworld border. Prepare for that time. Benny shall be here training. There are other words here who to train. And we got a costume from that.
やあ、いらっしゃいだね、マスターくん。
It's just well to keep.
そろそろクエストに戻る？
For coins, Kaya. Yeah, just about to keep. Alright. Thanks for coming to the stream, and good night.